Hey y'all, I just wanted to come to y'all today and make a video from my personal observation about something. Now, we all know this big thing about Roe v. Wade. That's political. I'm not here to talk about that, but I wanted to talk about people's personal opinion and what side they take, and specifically the so-called pro-life camp. Okay, I just want them specifically to recognize something about the rhetoric when they talk about abortion. Let me give you an example. I was on Facebook, and this young lady made a post, and her post was in disagreement with abortion, and she posted these fully formed fetuses that looked like they were stillborns, and she used those pictures to talk about, how somebody aborted this baby and all that. Those were stillborns. I know we know stillborns when we see them. They were not aborted fetuses, but they got to do that to really get to people. So they give them these false images. Anyway, she said, she was against abortion and this and that, and when you abort, you're stopping the ancestors from coming back, and they may have needed you to come through so they can finish some type of spiritual work, blah blah blah. And then she says, listen. Then she says, shoot, use birth control. Neem is a birth control that kills sperm. Use birth control. Stop killing the ancestors. Stop keeping the ancestors from coming back. Now, before I say something, I know that a lot of you are saying, well, what's wrong with that? Well, there's nothing with her personal opinion. I, for one, am pro-choice. I would never encourage a woman to do that, but I feel like that's her, her private business, choice in her private right. Okay, so it needs to stay legal. All right, but that's beside the point. Did you get her contradiction? Let me show you what her contradiction is. She says that abortion is keeping the ancestors from coming back, but she turns right around and in the same breath and says, use birth control, and neem is a good birth control. Well, humor me this. If abortion keeps the ancestors from coming back, well, don't you think birth control does the same thing? Either way, you're keeping a baby from being born. If birth control works, no baby will be born. Okay? At least if you don't use birth control, there's a higher chance that you will become pregnant, because not all birth control work all the time. We know that. And maybe that was hidden in her point anyway, but I'm just pointing out the contradiction and the circular illogic that pro-lifers or birthers, because they don't give a damn about the baby once it's here. These circular points that they make, and they're not paying attention, and they don't know that they're making absolutely no sense. It's the same as other people who say, well, you're killing a child and you're keeping your no, not that. They're saying, well, you know what? When you abort a child, you keep our numbers down as black people. Okay, then they'll turn around too and say, there's condoms, all kind of birth control. Sometimes condoms are free. You need to be on birth control. But if we get on birth control, isn't that keeping a baby from being born? Aren't we decreasing our numbers? But you're for us decreasing our numbers by using birth control and disallowing the ancestors to reincarnate. if we use birth control, but you have a problem with abortion. Look, you would make a lot more sense, and people would take you a lot more serious if you just said, you know what, once that life it starts forming in your womb, it's wrong to disallow it to continue its process to birth. We're against that. I don't agree with that. And leave the birth control talk out, and you're killing off black folks, are you keeping the ancestors from coming back and all this madness? Okay? Getting back to the first lady, she also talked about you don't know who you could have aborted a baby who could have cured diseases and did this and that and all these great things. I turned around and I reposted to her, and I regret I shouldn't have reposted. I shouldn't have posted anything to her because that's her opinion and she has a right to it. But I told her, shoot, you could be birthing another Hitler. You can give birth to a so-called ancestor that grows up and kills you. How many stories do we hear about children killing their parents? I told her you could give birth to somebody else's ancestor. You could give birth to somebody totally unrelated to you, totally unrelated to you, that's looking for a body to jump in, just because. So it's all kind of shit happening in the spiritual realm. All kind of stuff. You need to stop talking ridiculous. Just say I'm for babies being born, and admit that once they born, it's on the people. Somebody else take care of it, because me with my pro-life ass ain't finna do nothing for you. Good luck. You're in the world now. Figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You got this baby now. Figure it out. They don't care if you end up under a bridge with your newborn baby. They do not care once the baby gets here. So, like I said, everybody has a right to their opinion. My stance is that abortion be kept legal. If you want to encourage women to have their babies, bring their babies to term, no matter what their situation is or was, or how the baby came about, do that. And you know what? Get together, you so-called pro-lifers, and build a housing or buy property where you can help these women and young girls who are trying to take care of babies when they could never even take care of their damn selves. Make sure that they have shelter, medical care, nutritious food. They get healing and therapy that they need. They get help getting into school so they can better their lives. Don't just sit up and support legislatures and laws, and just overall support bringing these babies into the world, and not willing to add anything to the upliftment of their lives and helping their mothers and parents. Okay, so that's just my suggestion to you. I just wanted to put this out there, make this video. Thank y'all for listening. I will be back. Peace.